definitely think I became a better person as a result of last year, and I was just able to be more with my family. So that meant a lot to me. And moving into 2025, I'm just looking forward to just doing it for my grandma, honestly, doing it for my family and for my girlfriend, for the people that were just always there for me when I was honestly at such a low point in my life.
Hey everyone, Sage2 in here. I'm here with Cloud9's net after this series against MIBR. So, just the general question of just your thoughts on that series. Like, what are some positive takeaways from a really close three-game match against, um, G2?
I would say that the big takeaways are we need to be better at closing out these intense mid rounds and our man advantage situations, just because I believe that we lost a lot of dumb rounds. We got eco twice on Pearl, and we lost a really bad round 11-11. And yeah, I think my takeaways from this game is that we know that we can be the best. We can be the best, and I'm confident we can beat any team in Americas and even the world. And it's just all about improving upon those little things and getting better every day.
How do you improve upon those mistakes? Because I guess the first part of the question is, would you say these mistakes are more micro-related or macro-related?
I would say these mistakes are more micro related, and to improve upon them, it's all about just watching them and honestly experiencing them, because we've been a team for such a little amount of time, and these are bound to happen when you don't have that much time together, you know? So luckily it happened a loss such as this in the group stage, you know, and we just have to be better for playoffs and just learn from this loss.
Is there a specific micro mistake that you're kind of at least maybe noticing within yourself that you feel like is going to be the main thing that you would want to work on after this series, or even one that kind of constantly persists throughout your matches, even though you've been winning?
I would say honestly just being more confident in general. I think throughout my tenure at NVCT Americas, I would say that I haven't played to my potential and I've been very timid. And in this game, even though we lost, I'm glad that I played more confident compared to the Fury game, especially. So only up from here.
Have you always had issues with just confidence sometimes where you feel like you could be a little too hard on yourself and then that kind of makes your play worse? Or is it kind of more just a recent reflection you've had?
I would definitely say it's always been a problem for me. And it's going to sound very metaphorical, but it's honestly just a battle of me versus myself throughout my career. And it's an ever, it's an ever waging battle, because I think for everyone, right, that's always going to be, you're always going to be against yourself and what you could be better, always being hard on yourself, right? But it's just a matter of just like learning to love yourself more and learning to just be more confident as a person and to just really like give yourself grace when times are hard.
That's actually a really interesting point. I think that's something that a lot of people would probably struggle with. Do you feel like back in, you know what, I feel like a better year to kind of do this with is in 2024. Do you feel like you're extremely hard on yourself where you're in this situation where you started out tier 1, tier 2, you go to M80, and then you end up in the situation where I couldn't qualify back into tier 1. Like, who am I? I put in all this work. Like, do you feel like you're kind of struggling with giving yourself grace in 2024?
Yeah, 100%. I would say that 2024 was just a very difficult year for me, honestly, with personal life and in game. In my opinion, I didn't show a great face at all in game, and I feel as if my performances were just very poor. And it was tough. Like I said, just being a bad year for me, I didn't achieve what I wanted to in terms of winning Ascension. I performed bad in VCT Americas and got kicked from my team. And I would say this year is just so much better, and it's been so nice to just have I guess have grace, because there was so much just personal and in game that was tough for me, but it's been so much better this year and I'm happy about that.
How did you kind of get through that? Because from an outside perspective, that, that's a lot of like really hard losses to take, where it's just a core that you've been with for years, being removed from that and then not qualifying for tier 1 again. Like, how did you kind of be able to get through that mentally so that you can be in a position, now where you're in tier 1 and you're going to playoffs?
Yeah. It's going to be kind of a long tangent, to be honest, but yeah, I've been a pro ever since I was 17, and I moved away from home, and I'm 22 now, but when it all happened, I was 21, and I spent a lot of time from home. And honestly, the loss of just my career and the loss of family, which was my grandma, who I was very close to, just gave me a reality check in terms of I haven't really been connecting with my family that much, and I haven't really been connecting with the people that matter. And it gave me a lot of time, even though I did lose my something that was very important to me, which was my career. It gave me more time to connect more with my family and to spend more time with them. And I was able to be there for my grandma before she passed. So it was nice. That was nice at least. And I was very thankful that my girlfriend was there for me, and my mom and my brother and all my cousins and my aunts and uncles were always just so proud of me and were always there for me. So even though from my perspective, 2024 was such a big failure and such a letdown, it was nice to be able to have the people that I care most about to support me and to just spend time with them. So that was very nice.
From a human perspective, it seems like 2024 was just a very big growth period for not even neT, just Michael as a person. Would you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely think I became a better person as a result of last year, and I was just able to be more with my family. So that meant a lot to me. And moving into 2025, I'm just looking forward to just doing it for my grandma, honestly, doing it for my family and for my girlfriend and for the people that were just always there for me when I was honestly at such a low point in my life.
You know, I'm genuinely curious because we've talked. Just we're Filipinos. I feel like all Filipinos in Valorant like talk to each other. Stupid as shit.
Man, we're always just connected and just always just there's always something to talk about and always just an occasion to be at.
Bro, it's so stupid how like all the Filipinos just know each other.
That's how it is. That's how it is, man. Though, like even outside of Valorant, I feel like every Filipino at school and just at any gathering would just have that connection just because we're Filipino, you know?
I remember the first day I met you, and then we met KBarbecue, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is that neT? No, but genuinely curious because we've talked in those settings, and I've kind of learned a little bit more about your background. And bro, you honestly seem like kind of like that model high school student that would be striving for like MIT or like those Ivy League stuff. Do you feel like before 2024, you're always just focused on specific goals, whether it be related to just academic or career, or you're kind of just so centered and dialed in on kind of just achieving these types of milestones for yourself that was hard to kind of look at the outside stuff before?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think before 2023, honestly, before 2024, I was just always looking to complete the next milestone or to just achieve more than others. And I was always just comparing myself to others. And I think now I just want to be me and just be the best version of myself and to just do whatever I can and do the best that I can.
And I'm curious now, are there certain things that you do on a day-to-day basis that are different that help you be able to maintain this period where you can give yourself more grace or be able to kind of just go into every day with a better mindset like that?
I would say I have been working out more, and it just gives me time to just away from the game and to just like by myself. And it sounds weird, but I reflect a lot now, and I think about what I've been doing and how I can improve upon it, or if it's been good. And I think that just as a human and in game has just made me better, because I think a lot of people struggle with just really looking at themselves in the mirror and being like, what am I doing good? How have I been doing? You know, just as simple as the question is, how am I doing? Yeah. It's just like, it makes a big difference, honestly. But yeah.
That's actually it seems like everything's kind of on a better trajectory just moving forward. So talk to me about 2025, your goals and kind of just what you want to achieve both as a person and as a player.
My goals for 2025 are to make Toronto and champions, and I haven't been there in 2 years, and it would mean the world to me to just go back and just have that experience again. And as a player, I want to be one of the best Sentinels in the world, not just America's. So yeah. And I want to just be the best teammate I can be. And it means a lot to me to see the people around me just to thrive, especially young players like Vic and Oxy, and even the old players too, like Zeppa and Mitch, I just always want to be the best person I can for them and to just be the best teammate I can, because I love to see my teammates do the best that they can.
Awesome, Mike. Appreciate your time.